If I want to lose weight, am I giving in to the patriarchy? You're smart, you're a feminist, and after decades of diets, you know they're a losing game. Deep down, you don't feel well in your body encumbered by excess weight, but a creeping voice feels guilty focusing on being thin. Shouldn't you be focusing your energy on dismantling the patriarchy instead of losing weight, which we're told is ultimately giving into it? But what if your guilt for wanting to lose weight and feel great in your body is part of this matrix? Why can't you hear your body's signals to be a natural, intuitive eater? Can you truly lose weight for yourself and not because we are fat phobic? Why is weight loss a willpower and worth issue when women try to lose weight? But for Silicon Valley bros, it's biohacking for peak performance. What would happen if we look closely at how farms came to be owned by international corporations that receive billions, yeah, that's a B, billions of dollars of government subsidies, i.e. corporate welfare, to grow corn and sugar to manufacture and profit from cheap carbs that disrupt our biofeedback and intuition? Are organic kale and pasture-raised eggs naturally so much more expensive than peanut M&Ms or conventional meat? Why is sugar, once a luxury, used more like a spice, so cheap that it's added to everything, including salad dressing? What if we connected that the chemicals and seed modifications that make our food supply more profitable, produced by corporations like Bayer, formerly Monsanto, make us sicker and further interrupt our natural biofeedback mechanisms as they pollute our soil, air, and waterways with Roundup? Who benefits when you dismiss your weight battle from this radical way of eating and environmental exposure? Why are processed foods and medicines like birth control and antidepressants, used in part to combat the effects of this industrialized food system, equally brutal to taper off of, creating long-term customers for big agriculture, big food, and big pharma? Is Martin Shkreli the only pharma bro turned felon in waiting out here? Can we be body positive for all of us, including those of us who feel most in our power when we feel physically fit? Can we hold that weight gain can be a symptom of underlying health issues like depression or hypothyroidism, in part created from an industrialized food system that drives us to eat more while also inhibiting the body's natural ability to detox and lose weight? Can we be pro-choice, including using food as medicine with how we approach our health beyond abortion? And what if binging isn't from being a bad dieter or wanting to be thin to please the male gaze, but rather from our food supply having addictive qualities that are readily available to self-medicate from the trauma of living in such a dysfunctional society? What if fighting your body was an emotional and spiritual invitation to turn the pain from living in a death culture into power and rise from the ashes of a new life-giving story to be born? Can weight loss be empowering when we address root causes? Is there a way to be healthy around feeling healthy? Could losing weight even be a form of resistance to the patriarchy? In season 10 of Insatiable, research-based weight loss, rebuild your biology and psychological feedback loop, we will explore an attempt to answer these questions. Because have you ever read about the past and thought, I can't believe people actually believe that? In the 19th century, doctors thought that, quote, bloodletting could cure illnesses. And Dr. Joseph Lister was shunned for his thesis and early research proving that bacteria caused disease. While Dr. Lister was being denigrated, Charles Darwin was being celebrated, falsely claiming that women were less intelligent than men. In Darwin's time, women rarely went to advanced schooling. They needed to preserve their limited energy for baby making. The 20th century wasn't immune from junk science and outrageous claims. Domino's sugar advertised a sugar diet as a way to lose weight, touting that it had less calories per gram than fat. Cigarettes were also marketed as healthy. It sounds laughable to us now, but only because brave, curious thinkers were willing to question, test, and disprove the status quo. In this season of Insatiable, we'll explore emerging research and viewpoints, now on the periphery, that will make the current mainstream thinking of weight loss as willpower and calorie cutting look just as misguided as soothing babies in colds with morphine syrup, which, by the way, was a medically endorsed thing in the Victorian era. We will explore how taking the steps towards weight loss individually and societally can be a form of resistance against the toxicity and industrialization of our food supply. We'll question the convenience of telling women that weight loss is giving into the patriarchy and male gaze, and how this silences deeper questioning about why we have all gained so much weight and what other consequences come with this physically and mentally. We will do this by taking an integrated and holistic look at the biological and psychological feedback loop that goes into maintaining a natural weight and how our industrialized society has disrupted. We'll discuss how what you eat informs how you feel and your habits, which in turn influence what you eat as a constantly reinforcing infinity loop. We'll examine how our culture and thus education and medical systems are not holistic and results in a siloed view of human biology and health, which allows the public and experts to continue to frame weight loss as about willpower and only about food, and how very convenient this is for those who set and profit from our industrialized agriculture policy. We laugh about Domino's sugar diet, but the same reasoning still informs our modern dietary guidelines. Even the mainstream is noticing that the Sugar Research Foundation, with the help of 3 handsomely compensated Harvard scientists in 1967, handpicked studies placing the blame on fat rather than sugar for heart disease. In 1977, one of these researchers would become the head of nutrition for the USDA and outline nutrition guidelines, enabling the low-fat weight loss craze to become a thing, and we'd all get fatter, sicker, and more depressed in years to come. If in your gut you feel there are more important and potentially revolutionary root causes to your weight battle, or if you want to learn the viewpoint that people will likely have 50 years from now, that willpower and a simple view of calorie counting as the key to weight loss makes about as much sense as giving morphine to babies, this season is for you.